Hello there everyone, it's me, Pelador, doing a special video today about my top 10 favourite Sega games which I own. They're not my favourite of all time because I do like some that I don't have, but these are just the ones that I specifically have in my possession that aren't just downloads. So, without further ado, let's just get straight to it. My top 10 favourite Sega games which I own. I have them on the floor here. The first one I'm going to point out is the Classic Collection. Now, 3 of the games on here I'm not a huge fan of. I quite like Altered Beast, but it's not great. Flicky and Alex Kidd are pretty awful. The one I mainly like is Gunstar Heroes. That's the one I'm pointing out. This game is a side-scrolling shooter where you can be 2-player co-op and you play as a boy or a girl and you just run around these planets shooting stuff up. It's really, really enjoyable. If you look at the back of the boxes at the top there, on the top row, really, really cool game. I think you have infinite continues as well, which is a bonus because it is super hard, but it has really great music, really great gameplay, really good bosses and levels and stages, and it's made by the same people who made Dynamite Headdy, and I always forget their name, but they're a really, really solid Japanese company, and I think pretty much every one of their Sega games is fantastic. Apart from maybe Light Crusader. I didn't like Light Crusader, but that's just my opinion. I'm sure a lot of other people do really like Light Crusader, not me. Next on the list, if I put that so I don't get the order wrong, Pugsy. Pugsy is a puzzle platformer about an alien who's trying to recover his ship, which has been stolen by the inhabitants of this planet. And there's probably about 25 levels, I can't remember exactly, but they all have different puzzles you have to solve to get through the stage. It's got really, really amazing music. It was published by Psygnosis, who I don't think are around anymore, or produced by Psygnosis, published by Sega obviously. And it actually uses a prototype of the Quake engine or something, or the Unreal engine, something like that, one of those. So it kind of looks, it's got really realistic physics basically. The camera on this iPad, it's on the side, it's really weird. Really, really fantastic music in this game. Really, really good. And the puzzles aren't like overly hard either. Some of them are, but most of them are pretty simple to work out. Next, another compilation, Mega Games 2. This one has Revenge of Shinobi, Streets of Rage, and Golden Axe. So this is solid. I mean, 3 amazing games for the price of 1. My favourite on here is Streets of Rage, followed by Shinobi, followed by Golden Axe, but they're all great. Revenge of Shinobi is the second Shinobi game produced by Sega. The first one was on arcades and Master System. Really good game. And then Revenge of Shinobi is pretty decent. Streets of Rage, amazing beat 'em up, great music. Same thing for Golden Axe, is a bit more basic. Also, they're all based on arcade games actually. Golden Axe, quite good but very basic. And I used to speedrun it actually. Don't know if my record got taken down, but yeah, I did used to speedrun it. Did quite well. What's the next one on the list? Yes. Mega Bomberman. Bomberman for the Sega. 1 to 4 players. Where you play as this weird little alien guy who can ride on the back of what look like wallabies or kangaroos or something. And you lay bombs and blow stuff up to get through the stage. And you're on the hunt for these pieces of your ship to seal the bad guys away, because you're some kind of galactic policeman or something. It's produced by Hudson Soft, very good company back in the day. I'm not sure what else they made other than Bomberman, but they made a heck of a lot of Bombermans, and this was a really good Bomberman game. Super hard though. If only the levels themselves are easy, it's the bosses that provide the challenge in this game. And once you run out of lives, you have to start right back at the beginning of the stage and go all the way through to the boss and use all your power-ups. It's very frustrating. I can never beat it. I can get to the final boss, but even with passwords, that final boss, man. Anyway, that's that one. That was really on the list. Sonic 2, I don't have the case for this, but this is the cartridge. Because obviously these are old, I got them all second hand from eBay and Amazon and stuff. Sonic 2, obviously classic, everyone knows Sonic. This is my personal favourite Sonic game. I like it more than Sonic 3 and Knuckles. What can I say about it? You play as Sonic and it's a really solid 2D game. It's got great music, great platforming, great bosses. Sonic and Knuckles, for me, to be honest, I overplayed it. I used to play it too much, and that's why I like Sonic 2 more. Sonic and Knuckles probably is technically better in all kinds of ways, but Sonic 2 is my favourite. Mickey Mouse Castle of Illusion. Again, I don't have the box, although I do love the box artwork. Shame I don't have the actual box for this. But this is a great Mickey Mouse game. It's very simple, but it's fairly challenging, especially on difficult, because the bosses take ages to kill. And it's got great music, and it's a great platformer. Did I mention the bosses are cool? Because the bosses in this game are fantastic. Really, really good Mickey Mouse game. Yeah, we're getting to the real meat and potatoes now. Shinobi 3. Absolutely amazing ninja side-scrolling platformer. Just fantastic. It's got amazing graphics. It's got great music. One of the best soundtracks on the Sega. There's a bit where you're surfing as Shinobi across the sea. It's amazing. The bosses are great. The final boss is a pain in the backside to beat. He's really hard. He's got about 3 different forms. Great, great game. Was this just pure? I think this was just pure Sega. There was no one behind it, like Activision or anything. So this is a good. I really recommend this. There was others, whatever, just my opinion. But this, I really recommend you buy Shinobi 3 if you're looking to get into Mega Drive games. Next, Dynamite Headdy, classic. This was made by the same people who made Gunstar Heroes, Light Crusader, and what was the other game? I can't remember. I think they did Alien Soldier as well. Might be wrong about that. It's a shame it doesn't have who published it on the back because I can't remember. I always forget their names and they're really, really good. Dynamite Headdy. You play as a puppet who's trying to rescue his girlfriend from some other evil puppet. And it turns out there's some evil corporation behind it. It's really, really all the company that makes these games all make really great music, really great graphics. I love it. Brilliant platformer. It kind of plays like Rayman, but obviously not as good as Rayman, but it's still really good. And it came before Rayman, so it can claim some sort of originality. Love Dynamite Headdy. Did I mention it had great music? I think I probably did about 50 times. No. Next, another classic. Ristar or Restart, I don't know how to pronounce it properly. I've had people use both. Your father is held prisoner by the evil King of Despair, which is an awesome name for a final boss. And you're a little star, and again it plays similar to Dynamite Headdy and Rayman, where you're like a head and you stretch out your arms and headbutt things. Again, it's similar to all the other games I like. Really good graphics, really good music. I wish they'd do a Ristar 2, make it similar to this, because this game, the bosses and the colours and everything, it's brilliant. I love it. And that final boss is a badass. Finally, they've all gone on the floor. Okay. Now you might not have been expecting this. Wonder Boy in Monster World is my top favourite Mega Drive game that I own. And I own the Shining Force games. Yeah, I prefer this to Shining Force. I know. It's an RPG adventure game, kind of similar to Zelda, but not top down. You even have to collect hearts as power-ups as well, and they're hidden in secret places. And you can upgrade all your gear and all that sort of thing. So it's a typical like RPG sort of thing, except you don't level up. You get magic, all that kind of stuff, spells. Really, really cool bosses, really, really cool levels, great music. And I can play it over and over and over again. That's probably why I picked it as number 1. Of all these games, this is the one I like to play the most. Something about it, maybe it's nostalgia, because I did have it when I was... Well, actually I didn't, I used to borrow it from my friend Luke, but I absolutely adore this game. Apart from the Ocarina sections, I don't like those, but apart from that, this game's great. And the final boss, wow, like what even is that? Like, so yeah, that's my top 10 Mega Drive games. I hope you enjoyed that. I know it was a bit basic. I don't have an editor, you see, so I can't. So yeah, those last 5 I really recommend you buy. And I also recommend you buy the Shining Force games as well. I didn't show them. They should get an honourable mention because they are great. They're similar to Fire Emblem, but not quite as good, I suppose. But yeah. Oh, and Valis as well. I recommend Valis. The reason I didn't include them is because, well, I just prefer these other games a little bit more, even though those are all great.